The ABCs of African American art history. A is for Amy Sherald. Amy Sherald, American painter. Amy Sherald was born August 30th, 1973 in Columbus, Georgia. Most notable piece, as of time of recording, the official portrait of First Lady Michelle Obama. Sherald attended Clark Atlanta University and Maryland Institute College of Art. Sherald specializes in portraits of African American society and culture. Quote, I want my portraits to create a space where blackness can breathe, end quote. Her style consists of realist figures, muted skin tones, and high contrast garments in monochrome backgrounds. Sherald was the first woman and first African American to win the 2016 Utwin Buchever Portrait Competition from the National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C., 2019 Smithsonian Ingenuity Award, and the 2023 Woman of the Year Award from the Bryn Mawr School. B is for Jean-Michel Basquiat. Jean-Michel Basquiat, painter. Born December 22, 1960, Brooklyn, New York, New York. Died August 12, 1988, Great Jones Street, New York, New York. Notable paintings include Riding with Death, 1988. Hollywood Africans, 1983. Untitled, 1982. A painting that sold for $110.5 million at auction in 2017. This was the highest paid ever for an American artist's work at auction at the time. Basquiat is considered a cultural icon, being influential in contemporary art, graffiti, hip-hop, neo-expressionism, abstract expressionism, and primitivism. Quotes, I don't think about art when I'm working. I try to think about life. I'm not a real person. I'm a legend. The black person is the protagonist in most of my paintings. I realize I didn't see many paintings with black people in them. I don't listen to what art critics say. I don't know anybody who needs a critic to find out what art is. I am not a black artist. I am an artist. Basquiat's work explores the effects of power structures, identity, race, and politics, including references to popular culture and art history, then remixing those concepts together, making an explosive gestural apparatus for dialogue. C is for Elizabeth Catlett. Elizabeth Catlett, sculptor and printmaker. Born April 15, 1915 in Washington, D.C. Died April 2nd, 2012 in Cuernavaca, Mexico. Catlett attended Howard University, University of Iowa, School of the Art Institute of Chicago, and Escuela Nacional de Pintura, Escultura y Grabado, La Esmeralda. Notable works: Sharecropper, 1952. Head of Negro Woman, 1946. Magic Mask, 1919. Students Aspire, 1977. Quote, I am inspired by black people and Mexican people, my two peoples. Catlett is known for her dynamic linoleum prints and lithography of black women in moments of American history, and her strong sculptural forms and figures depicting a variety of themes, subjects, and topics such as race, identity, politics, and feminism. D is for David Hammons. David Hammons, performance and conceptual artist, born July 24th, 1943, in Springfield, Illinois. Education. Hammons attended the Otis College of Art and Design, the Chouinard Art Institute, and the Los Angeles Trade Technical College. David Hammons is a prolific artist in the postmodernist and post-minimalist sculptural movement, using objects, assemblages, and reimagining of cultural symbols in public spaces. Works such as the African American Flag, 1990, Higher Goals, 1986, David Hammons Blizzard Bowl Sale, 1983. By following the through line of selling ice to Eskimos, or what a snowball in hell has a chance to do, Hammond's tongue-in-cheek depiction of actually selling of snowballs on the side of Cooper Street, New York, while advertising in local papers, spoke of the topics such as the black market, the street vendor versus capitalism, and the corporate snake oil salesman. David Hammons' work created an infinite line of allegories combined with powerful images. Quote, I wish I could make art like that, but we're too oppressed for me to be dabbling out there. I would love to do that because that could also be very black. You know, as a black artist dealing with light, they would say, how in the hell could he deal with that coming from where he did? I want to get that. I'm trying to get that, but I'm not free enough yet. I still feel like I have to get my message out. E is for Edmonia Lewis. Edmonia Lewis, sculptor. Mary Edmonia Lewis was born July 4th, 1844, in Greenbush, Rensselaer County, New York. Died September 17th, 1907, in Hammersmith, London, United Kingdom. Education. Lewis attended New York Central College and Oberlin. Lewis, who is African American, was also Native Indigenous American hailing from the Mississauga of the Ojibwe Nation. Lewis is most known for her impeccable craftsmanship and attention to detail in neoclassical and naturalist styles in marble sculpture. Notable works: The Death of Cleopatra, 1876. Young Octavian, 1873. Old Arrow Maker, 1872. Quote, some praise me because I am a colored girl, and I don't want that kind of praise. I would rather you point out my defects, for that will teach me something. F is for Derek Fordjour. Derek Fordjour, painter. Born 1974 in Memphis, Tennessee. Education, Harvard University, Morehouse College, and Hunter College. Fordjour's work with newspaper, cardboard, and canvas to make elaborate, invigorating, and energized imagery of Black culture and scenes of cultural movements and moments that move bodies through space seemingly suspended in time. A conceptual relationship with narrative, texture, and color. As well as painting, Fordjour has worked in sculpture, dioramas, live performances, and video. Notable works: Three Stack, 2014. Birdman, 2022. Confidence Man, 2023. Pallbearers, 2020. Quote, I am interested in ways we consume painting. For me, sculpture is sort of poetry if my paintings are prose. I think artists are magicians. I think artists traffic in illusion. G is for Sam Gilliam. Sam Gilliam, painter. Born November 30th, 1933, in Tupelo, Mississippi. Died June 25th, 2022, in Washington, D.C. Education, University of Louisville. Gilliam, who is best known for his draped paintings, which were expansions on modern art, abstract expressionism, and the Washington Color School in entirely new ways. Suspending painted canvases from the walls or ceilings, Gilliam transformed his medium and the context in which it was viewed. Notable works: Light Depth, 1969. Mars at Angles, 1978. Tapestry, 2000. Sac 1, 2012. Quote, I'd actually say that your ideas come from the art collective. Those artists that you've always been interested in and figuring out what they would do in those situations. That's what an artist is anyway. He's just a single member of a collective, the whole generation that went before. H is for Barkley L. Hendricks. Barkley L. Hendricks, painter. Barkley Leonard Hendricks, born April 16, 1945, in Nicetown, Tioga, Philadelphia. Died April 18th, 2017, New London, Connecticut. Education. Hendricks attended Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts and Yale University. Hendricks is best known for his larger-than-life size portraits, oil paintings through his realist and postmodern techniques of Black Americans living in urban environments. Notable works: Sir Nelson, Solid, 1970. Lawdy Mama, 1969. Sir Charles, alias Willie Harris, 1972. October's Gone, Good Night, 1973. Quote, I know what I want to do, and if it sort of attaches itself to certain areas of the culture, that works out great for me. When you go into certain galleries, there are a lot of other artists there, but I damn sure want you to remember mine. I is for Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells, writer. Born July 16th, 1862, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Died March 25th, 1931, Chicago, Illinois. Education: Russ College, Fisk University, Lemoyne-Owen College. Wells was an anti-lynching activist, investigative journalist, sociologist, educator, and early leader in the civil rights movement. She was one of the founders of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Notable works: Southern Horrors, Lynch Law in All Its Phases, 1892. A Red Record, 1895. Mob Rule in New Orleans, 1900. Quote, somebody must show the Afro-American race is more sinned against than sinning, and it seems to have fallen upon me to do so. J is for Kerry James Marshall. Kerry James Marshall, painter. Born 1955 in Birmingham, Alabama. Education: Otis College of Art and Design. Marshall's work is best known for its black figures, large-scale paintings, and depictions of black folk history mixed with Western art tropes combined together to reinvent narrative paintings of African American life and history. Notable works: A Portrait of the Artist as a Shadow of His Former Self, 1980. When Frustration Threatens Desire, 1990. Untitled, Policeman, 2015. Untitled, 2009. Quote, I don't believe in hope. I believe in action. If I'm an apostle of anything, there are always going to be complications, but to a large degree, everything is in your hands. K is for Kara Walker. Kara Walker, painter. Born November 26, 1969, in Stockton, California. Education: Atlanta College of the Art and Rhode Island School of Design. Walker is a painter, silhouettist, printmaker, installation artist, and filmmaker who explores race, gender, sexuality, violence, and identity in her room-sized tableaus of black paper cutout silhouettes and large-scale allegorical sculptures. Notable works: Gone, an historical romance of a civil war as it occurred between the dusky thighs of one young negress and her heart, 1994. Darky Town Rebellion, 2001. Fons Americanas, 2019. A Subtlety, 2014. Quote, I have no interest in making a work that doesn't elicit feeling. I'm fascinated with the stories that we tell. Real histories become fantasies, and fairy tales morality, tales and fable. L is for Jacob Lawrence. Jacob Lawrence, painter, born September 7th, 1917, in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Died June 9th, 2000, in Seattle, Washington. Education, American Artist School. Lawrence was a prominent artist during the Harlem Renaissance. Lawrence called his style dynamic cubism, and others classified it as social realism. Lawrence was the first Black American artist to be represented by a mainstream art gallery and to be written about in Fortune magazine. Notable works: The Library, 1960. 1972 Olympic poster. 1977 Jimmy Carter inauguration poster. The Legend of John Brown No. 13, 1977. Quote, I do not look upon the story of the blacks in America as a separate experience to the American culture, but as a part of the American heritage and experience as a whole. M is from Melvin Van Peebles. Melvin Van Peebles, filmmaker. Born August 21st, 1932, in Chicago, Illinois. Died September 21st, 2021, in Manhattan, New York, New York. Melvin Van Peebles was an independent filmmaker, actor, writer, producer, director, and composer. Peebles is given credit for the creation of the term blaxploitation film, although it was originally coined by the NAACP as a critique and a detraction toward his work. Peebles is considered a pioneer in American and Black cinema, focusing on topics such as Black identity, Black culture, the Black experience, nudity, sex, violence, exotification, politics, international relationships, interracial relationships, cultural stereotypes, and parody of real-life events. His work is considered essential to Black film history. Notable works: Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, 1971. Watermelon Man, 1970. Vroom Vroom Vroom, 1995. Posse, 1993. Quote, My life and career is defined by the constant pursuit of new forms of culture and self-expression. N is for Senga Nengudi. Senga Nengudi, performance art, born 1943 in Chicago, Illinois. Education, California State University, Los Angeles. Nengudi is best known for her abstract sculptures that combine found objects and choreographed performance. Nengudi is part of a group of African American avant-garde artists working known as Studio Z. Nengudi's work creates conversations on form, shape, interaction, connectivity, cultural identity, collaboration, ethnic and racial classification, while trying to break down the walls for the Black artist community. Notable works: RSVP series, 1975 to 1977. Ceremony for Freeway Fets, 1978. Inside Outside, 1977. Quote, Being born Black in America is a political act. O is for Octavia Butler. Octavia Butler, writer. Born June 22nd, 1947, Pasadena, California. Died February 24th, 2006, Lake Forest Park, Washington. Education, Pasadena City College and California State University, Los Angeles. Butler was an award-winning science fiction writer and a pioneer in the genre. Butler was often called a prophet, because her work predicted many aspects of the 21st century by reflecting on past societal oppressions, the rise of fascism, racism, global warming, women's rights, and political disparity, exploring how technology can be used for good or evil and how it can create chaos and inequality. Butler was one of the first African American and female science fiction writers, and in 1995 became the first of the genre to receive a MacArthur Fellowship. Notable works: Parable of the Sower, 1993; Blood Child, 1984; Wild Seed, 1980; Dawn Xenogenesis 1, 1987. Quote: First, forget inspiration. Habit is more dependable. Habit will sustain you whether you inspire or not. Habit will help you finish and polish your stories. Inspiration won't. Habit is persistence in practice. P is for Paul R. Williams. Paul R. Williams, architect. Born February 18th, 1894, California. Died January 23rd, 1980, Los Angeles, California. Education: University of Southern California, USC Viterbi School of Engineering. Also was a member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Williams was a trailblazer architect based in Los Angeles, California. Most of the buildings he designed were in Southern California, including the homes of numerous celebrities, such as Frank Sinatra, Lucille Ball, and Desi Arnaz. Known for his acute skill, precision, and the ability to read and draw his blueprints upside down, Williams was the first black architect to join the American Institute of Architects. Notable works: The Beverly Hills Hotel, 1941 to 1949. The cursive script on the Beverly Hills Hotel sign is based on Williams' handwriting. Guardian Angel Cathedral, 1963. Berkeley Square, 1955. St. Jude's Hospital, 1962. Quote: I am not on this planet to get something done. The things we accomplish are expressions of our purpose. Q is for Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones, composer. Born March 14, 1933, in Chicago, Illinois. Died November 3rd, 2024, in Bel Air, Los Angeles, California. Jones was a record producer, composer, arranger, conductor, and band leader whose work reshaped the music industry and made a significant impact on the music business world as well. Jones also worked in movies, theater, and television. With a total of 28 Grammys, he won an Emmy Award in 1977 for the TV series Roots and a Tony in 2016 for The Color Purple. Jones worked with artists such as Duke Ellington, Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, Ray Charles, and Michael Jackson. Jones became the first African American vice president of a major record company in 1961 at Mercury Records. Notable works: The Color Purple, 1985. The Wiz, 1978. In the Heat of the Night, 1967. Roots, 1977. Thriller, 1979. Quote: Once a task is just begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all. R is for Faith Ringgold. Faith Ringgold, textile artist. Born October 8th, 1930, Harlem, New York, New York. Died April 13th, 2024, Inglewood, New Jersey. Education: The City College of New York. Ringgold was a painter, author, mixed media sculptor, performance artist, and intersectional activist, perhaps best known for her narrative quilts. As a multimedia artist, Ringgold's work explored themes of race, family, class, and gender. Her art captured and encompassed the Black American experience. During her career, she promoted the work of Black artists and advocated against their marginalization by art museums and the art world. She wrote and illustrated over a dozen children's books during her lifetime. Notable works: The American People series number 18, The Flag is 1967. Tar Beach number 2, 1990. For the Women's House, 1971. Quote, art is a form of experience of the person, the place, the history of the people, and as Black people, we are different. We hail from Africa to America, so the culture is mixed, from the African to the American. We can't drop that. It's reflected in the music, the dance, the poetry, and the art. S is for Augusta Savage. Augusta Savage, sculptor. Born February 29th, 1892, Green Cove Springs, Florida. Died March 1962, New York, New York. Education: the Cooper Union, Académie de la Grande Chaumière, Royal Academy of Fine Arts. Savage was a sculptor, art teacher, and community art program director. In 1932, Savage established the Savage Studio of Arts and Cultures and became an influential teacher during the Harlem Renaissance. Known for her impeccable skill and attention to detail, Savage gained international recognition for busts of many leading political and cultural figures, including W.E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, and Dr. William Pinkins Sr., and many others. Savage became the first African American member of the National Association of Women Painters and Sculptors in 1934. Notable works: Lift Every Voice and Sing, The Harp, 1939. Portrait Head of John Henry, 1949. Realization, 1938. Gaiman, 1930. Quote, I have created nothing really beautiful, really lasting, but if I can inspire one of these youngsters to develop the talent I know they possess, then my monument will be in their work. T is for Titus Kaphar. Titus Kaphar, painter. Born 1976 in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Education: San Jose State University, De Anza College, Yale University. Titus Kaphar is a painter whose work reconfigures and re-envisions American history and art history to include and magnify African American contributions. With the use of cutouts, canvas reconstruction, and whitewashing, Kaphar creates distinctive images that illustrate the erasure of Black history and their achievements while bringing to the front the question of why they were originally removed, highlighting atrocities with beautiful visual narration. Notable works: Behind the Myth of Benevolence, 2014. Darker Than Cotton, 2018. Shifting the Gaze, 2017. The Fight for Remembrance 2, 2014. Quote, I want to make paintings. I want to make sculptures that are honest, that wrestle with the struggles of our past but speak to the diversity and our advancements of our present. Painting is a visual language where everything in the painting is meaningful, is important, it's coded. U is for Ulysses Davis. Ulysses Davis, sculptor. Born 1913, Fitzgerald, Georgia. Died 1990, Savannah, Georgia. Davis was a self-taught sculptor who carved woods such as mahogany, cedar, and poplar to create portraits of historical and biblical figures, realistic animals, fanciful portraits of African tribal leaders, and mythological beasts. Davis designed many of his own tools, applying the metalworking skills he learned at a young age working as a railroad blacksmith, and used black shoe polish to stain his work. Notable works: Get Off My Back, 1940 to 1970. Strange Fruits, 1968. Moses Going to the Mountaintop, 1990. Quote, when asked to sell his work, Davis would reply, they're part of me, they're treasure, and if I sold these, I'd really be poor. V is for Virgil Abloh. Virgil Abloh, fashion designer, born September 30th, 1980, in Rockford, Illinois. Died November 28, 2021, Chicago, Illinois. Education, University of Wisconsin, Madison. Illinois Institute of Technology. Abloh was a trained architect, fashion designer, and entrepreneur. Founder of luxury streetwear clothing brands Pyrex Vision and Off-White. Abloh was appointed artistic director of Louis Vuitton's menswear collection in 2018, the first African American to be artistic director at a French luxury fashion house. Notable works: Pyrex Vision, Religion, Caravaggio Hoodie, 2012. Off-White, Nike Air Jordan 1, 2017. Louis Vuitton, Fall Winter 2020 show. Quote, everything I do is for the 70-year-old version of myself. Black influence has created a new ecosystem which can grow and support different types of life that we couldn't before. W is for Kehinde Wiley. Kehinde Wiley, born February 28, 1977, Los Angeles, California. Education, San Francisco Art Institute, Yale University. Wiley is a portrait painter who is known for the masterful skill, naturalistic depictions of black people that reference the work of traditional old master paintings posed as royal or religious figures with floral background patterns. Notable works: President Barack Obama, 2018. Three Wise Men Greeting Entry into Lagos, 2008. Three Graces, 2023. Quote, artists are those people who sit at the intersection between the known and unknown, the rational and irrational, coming to terms with some of the confusing histories we, as artists, deal with. X is for Metavol Warwick Fuller. Metavol Warwick Fuller, sculptor, born June 9, 1877, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Died March 18, 1968, in Framingham, Massachusetts. Education, the University of the Arts, Academy Colarossi. Fuller was a sculptor known for her groundbreaking depictions of the African and African American experience. Throughout the 1910s and 1920s and Harlem Renaissance, many of Fuller's pieces depicted history, religion, and the journey of many African descent through the diaspora. Notable works: Waterboy, 1930. Danse Macabre, 1914. Ethiopia, 1921. Quote, art must be the quintessence of meaning. Creative art means that you create yourself. Y is for Brenna Youngblood. Brenna Youngblood, mixed media. Born 1979 in Riverside, California. Education, California State University, Long Beach. University of California, Los Angeles. Youngblood is known for creating photographic collages, sculptures, and paintings. Her work explores issues of African American identity and representation, often referencing historical significant moments and organizations in African American history. Notable works: Democratic Dollar, 2015. The Army, 2005. Brass Vase, 2004. Tower of Power, 2017. Quote, I enjoy people's interpretations, what they bring from their lives, their experiences. I enjoy the ambiguity of my work. Z is for Zelda Jackie Ohms. Zelda Jackie Ormes, cartoonist. Born August 1st, 1911, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Died December 26, 1985, in Chicago, Illinois. Ormes created her first comic strip, Torchy Brown in Dixie to Harlem, in the Pittsburgh Courier on May 1st, 1937. Torchy Brown became the first comic strip created by an African American woman to be nationally distributed. Torchy's story was about a teenage girl who travels from Mississippi to New York City to become a singing sensation, whose path mirrored the journey of many African Americans who ventured northward from the South during the Great Migration. In August 1945, Ormes created Patty Joe and Ginger, single-panel comic about sisters, social and political commentary, which ran for 11 years. In 1947, Patty Joe dolls were produced based on her cartoon character, which are now highly sought-out collectibles. Quote, I have never liked dreamy little women who can't hold their own.